See, I feel like I'm at the end of, what was it, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, welcome to a new Dave's Classic Garage Tours video, and this time we're back at Link Automotive for another look round the Minis and Mokes they specialise in here. So let's go inside and see what they're up to. Another Cooper S. What year is this one?
This is 68, I think.
What's telling you that? Is there telltale signs?
I just looked at where the wipers were,
Yeah,
and took a guess.
Right, okay.
It'll either be 67 or 68, I would think.
Yeah. Tell us what this one's in for.
We need to replace the hydroelastic pipe that runs the entire length of the vehicle on the right-hand side, because it's been damaged previously and all the fluids leaked out.
Right. So it was a wrong install of...
It's a bit of an old age problem, really.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. But that requires, the subframes front and...
Front and rear subframes out, engine out, front and rear subframes out, yes.
Right. So not one of Isagonis's better designed that having to
Well,
do that element?
it's not a common thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can repair the hydro lines depending on where the leak is.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And the issue with the hydro lines as well, how do they stand up, and the whole unit itself in the Australian environment? Is it some...
Oh, they've done pretty well considering their age, but
Yeah.
it's getting very hard to find hydroelastic bags now that are any good.
Gonna say.
Especially the Cooper S ones, which were a slightly different spec to the normal Mini.
Yeah. It's sort of a rubber material, would it be? Or
Yeah.
they're underneath the car and what have you, but would they have suffered from heat any more than somewhere in the northern hemisphere?
No, not really.
Whatever?
No, just old age is catching up with them.
Yeah, sure. And the supply as well. It's not something British Motor Heritage.
No one's
knocking out.
remade them that I know of.
Right.
Yeah.
It's quite surprising, the amount of Minis still under popularity. Yeah. How often do they go? What mileage or whatever?
Oh, there's no rhyme or reason to it, really.
Right.
You could have a Mini that's 50 years old and still be on the original hydroelastic bags.
Yeah, yeah.
You could have one that's been restored and have problems 2 weeks later.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
You can't really test them all that well.
Yeah. And this colour here, this is something... Is that an actual... Would it be BMC colour?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yes, the name's on the plate there.
All right.
New burgundy.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, it's not a one I can say I'd seen back in the UK. It's a lovely colour.
It is, yes.
colour.
It looks very good on a Cooper S, or all Minis for that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just going around and doing these pretty shots just a moment ago, I'm just realising there's so much more detail I'm being able to choose and pick over and that on such a small car compared to some of the cars that I've been doing, you know, filming or whatever. You're like, oh, crap, there's another little angle I can get there. Beautiful. What's this got different from a 68 British supplied car?
Mainly the doors and the vent windows.
Yeah, you still be, yeah.
Yep.
Was that a compliance thing for the vent window or just a...
No, it was an invention because of the heat in Australia.
Right,
so you could get cooling through the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the UK, they made us suffer and...
They never made them, no.
No. Wow. Where were they assembled?
David will tell us that.
All right.
At the Z1 factory
Uh-huh.
in New South Wales.
New South Wales, right, okay. And the invention, who came up with that? Somebody within the factory or the window, side vent window?
Yeah, it was an Aussie invention. The man that worked on them was the guy that had the Traveller.
Oh, we worked on his car.
Yeah,
yeah.
he had the two prototype doors on his...
That's right, he did too, yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
He's still about?
No, unfortunately, he passed away.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
His car's still around, but we haven't seen it for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, wow. He had a Traveller.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Would that be the wood?
His car didn't have wood, but yes, the same.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure that doesn't bang into that, would you?
Okay. So the engine's out for this job as... Sorry, the engine and the subframe, you say?
Correct.
Jeez. Just for one line?
Yep.
That's...
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Oh, it's still lovely and tidy in there, isn't it? Air vents down the side of that, would that have been on the UK car as
Yes.
well?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
It was
don't
up to
know.
Mark III, where they then put the fan in.
Yeah, that's
Or
right.
maybe a Mark IV. I'm not sure. I'm not. That's when the external door hinges disappeared as well. Mark IIIs.
Right, okay. Cool. Fair enough. All right. Thanks very much, David. We'll go on to the next one.
No worries.
California. And was that the branding of all of them?
No, the Californian was the upmarket Moke with the fancy bumper bars and the fancy wheels.
Right, okay.
And some of them had disc brakes and 1275 engines.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Ooh,
Yep.
as this one is. Right, okay. Wow. And the California branding, was that for the Australian market or worldwide?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me, how popular did these become over here?
Oh, extremely, and they've reinvented themselves yet again because a lot of them live down the coast.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
used just tootling around down the coast.
Yeah, certainly, quite a few of
This
them.
is one of them. In fact, this one lives on Phillip Island.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, may well see it this summer. But, yeah. So you're going to get it ready for, what's the...
This is
Classic
only
car?
here for a couple of minor repairs. We've already done some major repairs on it in the past.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And what's the main sort of thing that would you'd have to look out for on a Moke?
Usually the rubber cone suspension needs revamping, and there's just the normal mini routine things like steering racks, wheel bearings,
Yeah.
oil leaks,
Yeah.
and rust can be a particular problem with the rust, the early Mokes.
Right, okay. They hold the water in particular places or...
No, well, I suppose that's part of it, yes, but there was the late model Mokes 79 onwards, they call them galvanised steel. They weren't really galvanised, but they don't rust.
Right.
This is one of them.
Yeah.
Whereas pre to that, they just rust like a normal car.
Yeah. Yeah, they certainly, again, it's something else I see more here of than back in the UK. Any talk of these sort of being brought back at all?
There was a Chinese version manufactured,
Oh, right.
which they were going to try and sell in Australia, but I think they had issues with the design rules or the compliance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll be reinvented again. Well, there will be an electric Moke released.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But not necessarily in Australia though.
Well, these have been assembled over here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know how many? What sort of numbers?
No, I'm not au fait with the numbers, I'm sorry.
All right. What's next? Let's have a look.
Yeah, well, it's next door always.
That's 1275 there. Is there anything?
No, it's not actually what you think it is.
Right. Okay.
It's it will be an 1100cc Clubman when we finish the engine and finish putting the car together, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're backscaling it's what it's
Well,
made
no,
to look out like it was something.
the customer had the paintwork done and the stripes put on because he just liked them. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you can see the. All right. Okay. Cool. Right. And this one here, what's?
This one's here for a gearbox rebuild or gearbox recondition.
What's engines in this one?
This is this is the engine here.
All right. Okay.
It's a 1100cc engine. Yep. Basically no gearbox on it at the moment because that's in quite a few bits.
Right, I see. Obviously, you've got a workshop set up here and what have you. This, you do a lot of parts making yourself or?
Not so much anymore, no. We have done in the past, but there's a few things that we can still manufacture. Dave is very good at the machining and I do a little bit of machining.
Right, okay.
I modify most of the cylinder heads,
Yeah.
which is my specialty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And keeping all the parts, you've obviously been doing that since the beginning.
Yes.
You've tap yourself on the back more nowadays than in the past.
Anyone that knows me knows that I never throw anything out,
Right.
which is, upsets the staff greatly.
Yeah.
And the whole factory next door is full of
Right, okay, that should be interesting.
30-something years, 35 years worth of minis pulled apart.
Wow. And are you getting called upon from overseas for your parts now, or?
No, we've had a couple of visitors from England who have been interested in basically sourcing body shells because apparently rust over there is a major problem.
Yeah.
And our shells are much, much better.
Yeah.
But no one's actually come
Right.
forward with any.
Like you say, the exchange rate is probably kills it a bit.
Well, that's
you
true,
know.
yes.
But so people are going to presumably would prefer that original body shell. They're going to BMH.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The reason all the Rover Minis were made in the round front mini body was because they knew they were going to sell a lot of them in Japan, and the Japanese refused to have clubmans.
Right. Okay.
They didn't like the look of them.
The Rover out front.
Yes.
That's a historical import now, or they didn't say
That's an import that's been bought in by, I'm not sure who, and then complied from Japan.
Right, okay. But that wouldn't have been allowed to have been sold in the day because of the design, presumably.
They could have still sold minis in Australia if they wanted to, but the firm went broke.
Right, okay.
Leyland Australia just went broke, so that's what killed them.
Much to the consternation of Mini fans over here, did they? Because from that 91 onwards, John Cooper reissue sort of thing, that was very popular, obviously.
Yeah, and a lot of people are buying the ones from Japan.
The British ones are too expensive.
Well, they're all too expensive, but if you look at a British Rover Mini that's been on the road in England, and it looks like it's done 200,000 Australian miles, whereas the Japanese ones are pristine.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, great. All right, got a promise of someone else in the workshop next door, yeah?
Well, it's not really a workshop, but you can have a look.
Wow. Absolute. Look at that. You look at those. Yeah, how many regular mini steering wheels does one need?
That's right. We can't really show the cars in here because they've got personal registration.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But you can. These ones are okay over this way.
Yeah, no worries. Wow. Oh my lord. Oh, look at them doors. Wow. Oh my lord. So this is your
Storage.
Yeah.
Yes, and Hans used to work at the front there doing the supercharging and custom extractors and stuff.
Yeah.
And we can't really get through there, but in there's a original 1225 GT and a couple of other bits and pieces.
Do you mind if I just poke my head round? Oh, blimey,
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh, I can imagine there's going to be some British viewers going to be It's amazing. That's, yeah, quite some collection you've got here.
Yes.
Do you, yeah, I mean, is it part storage or your collection? Is it your...
Oh, it's part storage.
Yeah.
And plus, I suppose, it's indirectly my collection as well. Yes.
Wow. What's the... what's that little unicorn piece that everybody's would be after, that you've got a collection of?
Well, it's starting to become things like early mini round front bonnets,
Yeah.
of which I don't have all that many. But even the Clubman bonnets are now getting hard to find that aren't rusty. So, and driver's doors are very sought after, to the point where I don't have that many of the driver's doors as I wish I did have.
Yeah.
But the days of pretty much wrecking minis are long gone now.
Absolutely.
They're too valuable.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, you wouldn't. Even clips and little screws and this, that, and the other. I can imagine. It's a common story I hear across most.
I'm sure on most classic cars you hear the same story.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's great. Then. And you got much new old stock that you've you're able to collect over the years, or?
Yes, I've been gradually letting it go, just purely because a lot of people are desperate to have new old stock if they're doing, especially Cooper S's.
Yeah.
But even Clubmans, people are happy to pay a bit extra for new old stock because it is new old stock, and there is a little bit of a quality issue with some of the current rubber products that are made.
You're right. Okay. And would you be? I mean, is there still going to be the little country town garage out there that's not been, you know, discovered, that's going to have a...
I don't think there's many left, but there will still be some, yes.
Yeah. Oh, you know, they obviously were taken out for issue because of certain issues. But these blocks and what have you, they've still got a value to them.
Some of them have, yes. I mean, obviously, there's only so many 998 and 1100 blocks that you require for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And I think I've got more than I need.
Yeah,
Yes.
I reckon so. Yeah. And you know, people, is that an area, you know, it all have been about Coopers and what have you in the past? Is the interest in, you know, just restoring an 850 or 1100 and whatever, are people putting the money into that?
Yeah. The people who used to restore Cooper S's now are the same people, or not the same people, but someone will take an 850 and spend the same sort of money as they'll spend on a Cooper S because they want an 850.
Yeah. They want to fill up a collection they've got,
yes.
you know, across the...
exactly.
Yeah, those guys are out there,
Yeah, and obviously you pre-warned them that they're going to spend the same sort of money on a...
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, wire and looms as well.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I mean, yeah. You've got a bit of a problem there, Brian.
I've got a big problem, especially considering my age.
Oh, crikey.
Down the ends of the headroom where we do all the head work, but that's very messy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. I just got to get this, yeah. Look at them. Wow. That's amazing. God almighty, I feel like I'm at the end of, what was it, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
What are we going to have a look at next? Anything particularly you want to...
Nothing really exciting out here, I'm afraid. There's the Rover, that's the Japanese Rover Mini that we've been restoring. Hence the one-piece windows and the concealed door hinges.
Yes, there we go. That's more, yeah.
And obviously fuel injected.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when that 1.3i badge came on the back of them, and...
Yeah.
Because it came off... I think they had it on a Metro.
That'd be right, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you say the restoration, what's going to be needed on this one?
We've just got to finish the interior and put get some exterior mirrors, which I'm having trouble sourcing in Australia.
Right.
And then it's ready to go for roadworthy.
Yeah. No rot at all on that one?
No, not at all.
Yeah. And is, yeah, so the spec on that would be pretty much similar to what was sold in England at the time, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes, exactly. The only difference between the Japanese ones and the English ones were the Japanese ones all had air conditioning, which wouldn't be required in England, I wouldn't think.
Yeah. And this one hasn't got the white stripes?
No, they're still to go on.
Oh, right, okay,
They're in packets in the office.
Oh, gotcha, okay. So has it had a paint over here then?
Yes.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
Okay. Going to say, yeah, that's a big thing of these 19, what was it, 91 or something they got came out? Yeah. And quality-wise, build quality-wise, how does that compare over the 91, post 91 or whatever over your, what was it, late 60s job next door to you?
I'd probably say the quality of the steel in the body shells was better in the earlier model Minis.
Yeah.
But quality-wise, yeah, they certainly were above par, I'd say.
Right,
yeah.
Okay. All right, well, we can't pass up the TC behind. There's still something else we see quite a bit of over here.
Yeah.
Still plenty of them knocking around.
This is here for some fairly major brake and cooling system repairs. Then it's going round to the panel beaters for a full respray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just being beaten by the weather there? Or?
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some bog in there somewhere that needs to be needs to be removed.
Yeah.
But yes, it's just a customer of ours, been a customer for years, and apparently this is one of the first cars he ever drove, so he wants another one.
Right, okay.
He may be disappointed, I don't know.
Right, okay. Yeah. All right, well, mate, thank you very much for your time. Thanks for letting us come by, and
That's all right.
yeah, if it's all right, I'll, you know, out this way again, we'll come in and see how you're getting on. Or whatever.
Yeah, I'll probably still be here.
Lovely, I'm sure. Great stuff. Thank you very much.
No
Cheers.
problem. Thank you.
If you love this video, you're going to absolutely love this one. So click on the screen and watch that, and I'll see you in the next video.